Hi guys, Graham and Oran back with another vlog. This time we're going to talk about sort of a topic that we've been getting asked quite a lot with inquiries about the studio and stuff. We've been getting a lot of messages in on Facebook and stuff about people looking to come in and record singles and albums and stuff. And the main question people are asking is how long should they expect to be in the studio for doing these recordings, and different questions about should they demo their stuff before coming in and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to touch on that a little bit today and just share our opinion. We're going to fire up another timer and see how far over it we go. So Graham, if you want to start us off and give your opinion. Do you have a rough sort of idea what you'd say to someone how long they can expect to stay in the studio? I know I sort of do, just general, this is what I think, but I'm gonna fire the ball into your court and see what you think.
I would usually say that you should think about how long you reckon your song would take to record, and
Yes.
then probably add double that amount of time.
Okay, yeah.
As a musician myself,
Uh-huh.
because I always think, if you're a band, you're probably thinking, oh, this track's 2 guitars, a keyboard, a bass guitar, and some drums. We'll track this in this amount of time. You're wrong, you won't do that. I had that happen recently with a band that we were trying to start. We were like, we'll knock this out in one day. No, it's been 2 full days. They're not done yet. It's not happening. I guess for a single, I would imagine if you're doing are we talking full? We're talking like full production. We're making this sound as good as it possibly can.
Oh yeah, let's say single. This is
Let's go for a single then.
yeah, this is a full one song single, and it's gonna be let's say it maybe needs a radio edit done at the end as well, which most of them end up having to get if they're not under 3.5 minutes. But yeah, simple single recording, full production, the whole works.
A week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
Am I being naive?
Well, I don't quite know, but someone's ringing me during a vlog. Imagine leaving your phone on. John
Imagine.
McLaughlin, I'm coming for you.
Cheek.
So, the way I look at it is, if you haven't got demos and stuff done, or any sort of pre-production, anything like that done, starting from ground zero, you're just a band, you've been in a rehearsal room and you've bait out a few songs and went, that's a great song, let's record that one. I would always say you need to get the engineer or producer in the studio is probably going to have to get listening to it first. So that that could be the guts of just one crappy phone recording video or something on your phone. That could be a start. But by the time that gets there, it's probably not going to sound great, and it's maybe just, if it's a 3-piece band, but it's like by the time that thing's mastered and sent out to the public, there could be maybe 6-7 guitar tracks in it. So it's only really a basis for the engineer and producer.
Yeah.
So at that stage, I think it's time to get in and demo. Demoing is always good because demoing sort of gives you a good idea of how it's going. Even if it's just come into a studio, it doesn't have to be the same studio. It could be a different studio altogether. Can help the person that's going to be working on it to maybe be there, or even if it's just hearing it afterwards. But anyway, get into somewhere, lay it down, even live, rough enough recording. Try a few things on it, a few harmony guitars, a few harmony vocal stuff, maybe stuff you just can't do live.
Yeah.
Maybe an extra or someone in to play a bit of keys or synth or something on it. And then get it over to the guy you want to work on it. And by the time it gets to him and your session booked, you're talking between 2 and 3 days.
Yeah.
Just to do the actual full recording. That's tracking and maybe mixing. If you're in tracking for 2 days, there's another day mixing.
Yeah.
If you're tracking for 3 days, that's a 4th day mixing. So it does, if you're saying, if we go 3-4 days for that and the tracking, another day for the guy to do mastering on it. It could be the same guy, it could be sent off for mastering. Demoing, you're talking close to a full week nearly for that. By the time you get all that out and get it all laid down, you're, yeah.
That feels quite speedy to me. Would you say that's like best case scenario, or is that like longest amount of time? Like
Best case scenario. That's why the demoing stage
is so important.
is important, because that gives the engineer, like when I say engineer and producer, the engineer could be producing as well, just to clarify. But that's giving the engineer time to listen to it and go, yeah, that's okay, but that needs this, that needs strings, that needs blah blah blah. But if you just book a studio session and land in the studio, in the case of the same band that you were talking about, whatever
Sorry,
you, we're sorry, but by the time you came in with, no, was it? It wasn't demoed. No, there was no demos.
No, there was no demos.
Because I wasn't saying anything, but you came in, and it was very evident then that what you had in your head in the rehearsal space was going to be completely different from what the record was going to be.
Yeah.
Now that was 2 songs. Now that was booked for a day to do in a day, and quickly was realised that no, that was impossible to do in a day.
It's not happening.
And this, be honest, we tried to do that speedy enough.
Yeah, we really risked that. You know?
And that's 2 tracks, and that's coming into the 3rd day.
Yeah, you're looking at 12 hours at the minute.
And I honestly am thinking it's probably going to be another day. Like,
oh, it'll be another full day at the very, very least. So you're looking at 3 days, maybe 4, of a rush
so
job on 2 songs.
Yeah, that's 2 songs, and it's not rushed, but it's...
Well, not rushed, okay, not rushed as the
We
wrong
tried
word.
to rush it the first day, and then quickly realised, no, these tracks are probably not going to be... Because it was originally envisioned that these were going to be sort of demo sort of tracks as well.
Yeah.
And then we quickly realised, like, no, these sound really good, these are coming together, let's work on them properly.
And that's another reason why demoing is really important, especially if you're a band, because the song that you might think is your single might turn out to be absolutely not your single, and that wee song you thought was that'll do, we'll stick that on at the end, could be, this is amazing, this is way better now that we've added all these things to it. And you will never know that. That's
another point as well. If, you know, it's good not to just go and, find maybe a studio that's willing to do loads of live recording, just go in, and instead of knocking out just that one song you think is amazing, knock out about 5 or 6 of your originals. And then that way, if you do end up sending it to a producer or something like that, they have a better idea of what, like, they can probably turn around and go, no, that's not your single, this track's your single. And it's good to have those down, because sometimes what you think, that's fair enough, you're in the band, you are all like sort of in the same environment, in the same headspace, and when it actually comes to letting someone outside that band hear it, maybe what you have thought all this time isn't, not that it's not right, but it's just you have been stuck in the one idea for so long that maybe that just wasn't the idea that you thought it was going to be.
Exactly.
So we sped through that very fast. We normally don't come towards the end of it before our timer. Still have 1:30 left, which is quite good for us. Basically, to round it all up, I would say don't expect any less than 2 days. Yes, it can be done in less, but if you're talking full works, don't expect it to be done any less than 2 days, and that's at the very, very, very minimum of a day to demo the track and a day to get it into another studio and lay down the actual track and get it mixed and mastered and fired out. So in reality, you're talking about being in the studio for about 2 days, and then a day. You don't have to be in the studio for the mixing, so maybe not count that, but
still time that you'll be
waiting for the track.
waiting for the track.
Yeah,
so
true.
yeah, you do have to count that. So just real quickly before this clock runs out, that's for a single.
That's for
Do
a single.
these numbers multiply linearly like that, or does it become exponential? So the more tracks that need done.
No, it becomes in a way, if you're doing drums for an album, I would spend like an entire day in drums.
Doing the drums, yep.
That could be 10 tracks. You could maybe knock out about 10 tracks in a day or two, and then goes on to bass, guitar, blah blah blah. That's us too.
Oh, that is obnoxiously loud. I apologize.
Yeah. So
Do you want to go back before that timer
No.
went off and I'll cut it out?
no.
No, just keep it raw.
Yeah, no
Okay,
editing.
good.
We don't edit these videos apart from the swear words. Beep. Yeah. So I wouldn't expect to be. I wouldn't expect it to go, okay, I'm looking to record one track and that's going to take 3 days, so I have to then multiply that by 10 for 10 tracks.
No,
I wouldn't say that.
doesn't work. Cool.
But you can do very similar no. it can end up being crazy sometimes. You can end up spending months in the studio. You could end up laying out a full album in the guts of 4 or 5 days, like. Look at us going over the timer of the camera. Anyway, we're just finishing off by saying, yeah, it really depends on a lot of factors, the artist, studio, etc., etc. But don't expect for even one song to be in for less than 2-3 days. Yeah. And yes, 100% demo everything first.
Demo everything.
The only time
Oh, no.
where maybe you don't have to demo the song is if you're working with a producer who maybe will get you into the studio, same studio that you're going to be playing in, and instead of demoing, bringing you in and just getting you to play. And that's maybe a time where you don't have to do that. It's a very rare case, but sometimes it happens. The producer will get you in, and even at a rehearsal space or something, and get you to play through these songs and trim the fat, per se.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, that's my take.
Yeah, pretty much. Sounds good. The more prepared you are, quicker. Dope, sorry. Yeah, the more prepared you are, the smoother things will go.
Yeah, it is more or less that. Thank you very much for watching, and sorry for taking up so much of your time. Goodbye. Your hands are so soft.